Today we'll be diving into the darker side of online romance, and that will be catfish, fake love in digital space. Yeah.
Right. I'm Jerry Bond.
And I am David.
So David, have you been catfished before? Okay.
Can I really say?
Okay, so we're going to talk about catfish. Let's dive into it and get a clearer view on what catfish. When you hear catfish, what's catfish?
Okay, I think catfish is actually common, like very common now. So you can liken it to online scam, sort of, because you have people set up fake accounts or fake details just to take advantage of the next person or make the person become a prey for different reasons. So that is why or how often catfish happens now.
Yeah, you said creating fake identity from posting fake pictures.
Yeah, fake pictures. Yeah, so it's actually a premeditated thing, unlike ghosting, because this is premeditated. You actually have to plan for it from day one to say, okay, I want to catfish, and then you actually have your target.
Yeah, and the main purpose of catfishing someone is to lure them or make them have an emotional connection with you
at first. Then later on you capitalize on that,
on other things, right?
Yeah, you capitalize on the relationship
to
actually lure the person to your own benefits, or whatever benefits you planned out from onset.
Yeah, and catfishing is just that it goes by a different name, especially in this part of the world.
Yes. And we all know the name, so
it goes by a different name, but it is very common.
Yes.
In all honesty, catfishing is very, very common. People do it a lot without even feeling like it's something bad. Remember, I was talking about the dark side of
yes, it's actually a crime.
Romance.
It's actually a crime, considering it's premeditated. It's premeditated, and then the outcome is usually not a good outcome. So that should be a crime.
Someone else is losing at the end of the whole thing. One person is gaining and the other party is losing.
Receiving.
So now let's start from the basics, right?
Yeah.
Catfishing is not just using flattering selfies or changing your name or your age or whatever. It's about building a false profile, like a false life. A life that is not existing.
Probably not yours.
Exactly, probably not yours, because true, people actually use other people's life online, right, to portray like it's their own life and all.
Okay, so looking at it from that angle, so it means catfishing in itself is actually premeditating the act itself. So you look for stolen pictures, stolen profiles, and even have a twisted backstory to it, just to make it suit the prey or the person you want to catfish at the end of the day. So that's how it works.
Sure. And in the digital world where the first thing you're seeing is the person's profile
picture. So they're trying to sell what is not.
True, because imagine you see an attractive person, definitely want to swipe right.
Yeah, and then there is this one that is very common that I think I've seen. Immediately you see, I just laugh. You see a profile set up with an image of a veteran, and I'm like, who is this?
And then when eventually you guys start talking or something, the person will start asking you for maybe financial help or come on.
And you're like, my name is Chief, or I am a prince.
Yeah, but African prince.
Yes, I need to get something, and I can't because I need XYZ from you to be able to access.
We've heard of stories. In fact, there have been documentaries just so that there's awareness out there. People know that this catfishing thing is real. We've heard of stories where people have been catfished. They've lost their life savings.
Yeah, and sad to say, because catfish actually happens or works a lot in dating.
Yes.
When it comes to dating, connections, relationship, because over time you tend to trust that person or trust that perspective that you're being sold to. So at the end of the day, you fall for
it because you have built a connection with this person. You now love this person. People are connected.
Sadly, you're catfished.
In as much as this stuff is out there, people do it a lot. It's very sad. Right? And it just makes me wonder, and I know other people too wonder as well. Why would someone want to do this to another person?
Okay, so one will be insecurity. So let's look at it from this perspective. AI is coming in to dating, and then you could use apps like FaceApp to actually upgrade your facial expression, like upgrade your profile and all of that. So someone can actually do that because they feel insecure and then they feel, okay, I could actually put out a better profile of myself. So it could actually manually just even being going to a studio and taking a picture and telling them, okay, paint my face and then make me look, Photoshop my face, and then you put that. So catfish itself can be looking, it can be a small matter like that. But then on the real deep dark part of it will now be when someone is catfishing the next person to be manipulative. Now that is an entire different profile, not the person altering his physical appearance in the sense of using filters or modification, but this is actually another persona completely being played out to the next person to believe and then fall for it.
And just to even add to that, in this age where everybody is out for material things, people will
flashy cars,
people will manipulate other people so that you can get their wealth and then keep it for yourself. I feel like that's another reason why people do this, because people have selfish nature. They want it all for themselves. So any opportunity or any instance where they see that they can get a hold of this thing, it doesn't matter if they are hurting these people or if they are going to, because we've heard of stories where people give out their savings and they have a heart attack, or it's not even, sometimes it's not really their money, maybe other people's money that have
savings and all of that.
And imagine losing your whole savings after you've retired
or you don't even have a way out. Maybe the funds that was taken from you was definitely not yours. But entirely in its entirety, catfish in large essence is not for good. That's just
it. Weirdly, it's some people do this for fantasy, just for fun. Like, let me just catch cruise with someone else's feelings and emotion, and
which is also still bad because everyone got into the app to find a meaningful connection and to actually relate with someone that they possibly have a good time moving forward. But at the end of the day, you realize, okay, you were being catfished or you have been catfished by someone else that is not even having a reasonable...
Yes, it's just for cruise.
Yeah, just for cruise. And at the end of the day, so that's just...
And it's not just bad. I consider it terrible.
Yes, terrible.
I consider it terrible and selfish. And we know that there are impacts to this thing. We have real impacts of this whole catfishing thing. Like, let's talk about real impact that has affected people for real.
So impacts from catfish, the very first and the one that is clear for all to see will be emotional. Emotional. You feel blackmailed, you feel betrayed and all of that. So it comes with a lot of emotional feelings, and then sometimes you might even feel disappointed in yourself, saying, okay, how could I have fallen for this? Because sometimes it's when you realize you're being catfished or you've been catfished, that's when you actually go back and play and say, oh, there were actually a little bit of point outs, but then because you fell for it, you just say, okay, these are minor things to ignore. But then emotional feeling is the very first stuff.
And some people do not know how to manage their emotions. They're not emotionally matured to be able to handle situations like this. That's why you hear people are depressed, and some people that are suicidal actually as well. Go extra to hurt themselves and all. And apart from the emotional aspect, there's also a financial aspect.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're meeting a scammer that would scam you of money you've kept or your money you've worked hard for. So it's also another impact.
Yeah, it's also another impact, but then directly what that impacts would now be trust, because your trust level for people or persons you relate with online would drastically reduce because you feel
physically most times.
Even physically, but then mostly now since we're looking at dating apps online, so it's actually a digital connection, so we have to look at it then bring it back. So usually, or at that point, you get to distrust people a lot. You need to see solid proof of commitment before you can take a step. And sometimes, even after seeing solid proofs, you still have cold feet.
Yeah, so you still have cold feet, and then that's where the whole another swipe fatigue will come in again.
Thank you.
And then you start to judge just from pictures because you've had experience with a fine person online that has catfished you. So, but you still
went back to swipe fatigue. So, at that point, what would you now advise?
We've spoken about the whole swipe fatigue thing. Just take a break. And I feel like...
No, don't tell them. They can go back to the previous episode and
right.
watch it. Yeah, so.
That's true. The impacts of catfishing are terrible, right? The impacts we've mentioned, they are terrible impacts. And then there are some red flags that are there, but most times because of we get carried away, we tend to ignore them. So let's list out some red flags that you can actually use to help yourself.
Okay, so one of the common one would be avoiding video calls or excessive excuses when promises are being made. For instance, okay, I'm going to call you XYZ time, and then they agree, and then at that point in time, you don't see them, and then they come back with another excuse. So avoiding video calls is one.
I'm going to speak on this video call because I've had an experience, and I think I was almost catfished, but I did the ghosting first.
Okay, that's because it's a digital world we're in now. They're actually video apps you could actually use to fake your presence as well.
I heard that thing. Like I heard it that there are video apps that you can use someone else's
face, your digital twin, and then you do that. So the digital twin might not necessarily be a direct representative of yourself. It might be of someone entirely different. But now that is a more advanced scenario because we're looking at the bad side or the hard parts.
The dark side. So like I was saying, I almost got catfished because I was like, can we have a video call?
You would have been a big fish.
And it cringes me when I'm like, let's have a video call. The person's like, nah. Talk now. Excuse you, we're in Nigeria, and it's day. It's not like it was in the night or so. So why are you telling me that you can't talk at this point?
And the person is in a meeting now. What if there was a genuine reason?
Forever.
I'm in a meeting
all the time.
Now that is the excessive excuse that you have to look out for.
So this is a red flag you can actually note out. That this person cannot have, or they'll say their camera is bad. Their front camera is bad.
Yes, stories not adding up. You have stories that don't add up. Today is my camera, tomorrow my battery is flat, tomorrow my reception. So those are things, and then I think one other thing we should also look out for is running too fast from one emotional breakdown to another. So that could also lead into you being catfished or you are now at the risk of being catfished when you move.
It's a flag
too
to
fast.
Take note of. And most times when you request for pictures, they send you pictures that do not look like. When you take a picture with your phone, you know the way it looks.
Yes.
This picture looks like a picture that they went to pick from somewhere that is not looking clean.
And the final excuse will now be, I'm not a picture person.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much. So accurate. I don't like to take pictures. I can just send a picture maybe that they have faces showing.
Or they tell you whatever picture I'm sending is my old picture.
Exactly. And then the aspect of moving fast emotionally. You just see somebody who start bombing you. I love you. I can't do without you. Somebody just met online. Obviously, you know that this person is out to get you.
Yeah, but it's a dating app now, so some of those things are expected. It's just to
but there's a way you connect now. I don't know of other people, but there's a way you connect with someone. When you start having conversations, don't just jump into
finding interest.
It's just like telling the person, I love you, and do this, do that. Come on, are you a lover boy? Even though you're
obviously now.
Even though you're a lover boy, take it easy. Relax. And then also asking for money. You just start talking to someone online, maybe,
and asking for favors that thoroughly match the what is it called, the relationship you currently have.
True. You hear something like, my power just went off, that's why I can't have video call. I like to recharge my lights. Can you help me do that? I'm having issues making transfer. Just that you made the person. You're already telling the person that
I am not the network that will connect your bank.
What if you're not talking to that person, so you'll be in darkness.
And won't you have found a solution to like get out of that problem?
So you start asking for favors. You start asking, if my phone is bad, I want to get the new. So those are red flags that you should watch out for, so that you don't end up being catfished, right?
Yeah.
And then, so now that we have noted out these red flags, how to recover if you've been catfished? Because forgive yourself, my darling. If you have been catfished before, just forgive yourself. Give yourself grace. Dust yourself and bounce back on your feet. Now, how can you recover if you've been catfished?
Okay, so I think it's a at that point it's a critical position. Emotionally, you're down. But I think the first thing to do is don't blame yourself, because these guys that catfish, I'm saying guys now, so it's not gender based. So these guys that catfish or whoever indulge in those acts, they're actually skillful. It's really a skillful act, because we've had scenarios whereby both genders actually plot together to actually carry out these activities out. So they are very skillful. So first things first, don't beat yourself up. Just know that forgive yourself at first, and then find a way to move forward, learn the lessons, and also move forward from it. And
just cut the contact.
Yeah, cut the contact, and then don't fall for.
Block the person. Block and delete. There's when you block and delete. Like when you block and delete, that's gone.
That's gone, yeah.
So you block and you delete, and then also you can also report.
Yes.
You report the person.
You can report on the app, and then also another form of reporting would also be maybe sharing your experiences with others around you, so they don't fall for the same thing as well. Because like we say, this acts that these guys are skillful with. So methods, or however they decide to approach catfishing as a process, changes. So you can, another way of reporting is actually telling the next person or someone so this is my experience. So, and then when you share something that is bothering you, it eases off you actually moving forward.
And then you should give yourself time to heal. Because for you it was real.
Yes.
It was real for you, and for the other person you were just a pawn in the person's game. So give yourself time to heal, time to rebuild, so that you can actually trust other people. So allow yourself heal.
As a fish.
I think the bigger lesson here is that technology gives us amazing opportunity to connect, to meet people, to build a connection and fall in love and build something real. But it also gives people an avenue to use it as a tool to deceive others. Yes,
you're right. But then another thing we need to do is balance hope and caution. Don't get too hopeful and throw away caution to the wind, so you don't get catfished. So believe in love, and you would find love at some point.
Because at the end of the day, love is built on honesty, right? Love is built on real honesty, and we tend to grow from there. It's not just a one-day thing. So don't get carried away. That's it for episode 4, Fake Love in the Digital World.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.